Here it is, Saturday again. Goodness gracious, you'll have to agree the weeks do go by fast, especially if you're busy. Now, I'm never that busy, but I've been talking about going shopping, buying me a new pair of shoes for weeks and weeks and weeks, and everybody keeps waiting to see my new shoes. Well, guess what? Today I went to Fayette Mall to Dillard. That's the only store I went to. I went purposely to get myself a new pair of shoes, and I did. Now, they're over here in a box somewhere. I'll show them to you later. But there's some things I want to point out to you. Nothing special. I don't have a subject matter here except mishmash, that sort of thing. Oh, and right here you see my new J-Dot cake stand that Jan found for me in the Goodwill store. Keep looking, folks. You just never know when you're going to come across the very thing you've been looking for ages. But what I want to tell you about first is years ago, it was back in 1998, just about the time, the same month my mother died. That's when I went to South Dakota to Ellis Air Force Base in, you know where it is, it's in South Dakota. Anyway, Rapid City, my mind goes like this, it just snaps. Anyways, Rapid City. Okay, I've told you the whole story about that. Now I'm going to move up to, I don't know whether I need to start way back then or now. I'm going to tell you now. All of you know Jack Klugman. You remember he played in Quincy, had a series years ago, and he's been in a lot of movies, and remember The Odd Couple. Golly, you can't forget him with Tony Randall in The Odd Couple. Well, I happen to have met Jack Klugman at the Opera House when I think that's what he was playing in, was The Odd Couple, and Jan and Jessica and I went down to see him. We got to meet him. And there was a special reason for meeting him, and I'll get to that later. I'm looking, you know how you go on YouTube and you see these little stories from that movie stars to politicians to the man down the street that ran over a duck, that sort of thing. I came across a picture of Jack Klugman. And there was a lady with him. I'm going to show you, I think. Let me see if I get the right picture. Here we go. I want to show you, there's two pictures here. And there was an article. Now, he's been gone. I don't know when he died. But I want you to see this picture. Look closely. That's Jack Klugman and his wife. Well, when I read the article, it didn't mention her, didn't give her name, but I kept looking close. And I started searching, and finally I saw the name. It said Peggy Crosby Klugman. Folks, I met that lady. I was with her for a week in South Dakota. She and her two brothers were the ones that had come to South Dakota because we wanted to get information on the plane crash from 1943. We wanted that information. We went to the Air Force Base. They treated us like VIPs. And I knew her name. at that time, I learned that she was Peggy Crosby. And she had, at one time, been a Playboy bunny. Very pretty, you can tell. Now, she's older than that now, but he's gone. I don't have information on her, but I kept searching and searching. I finally found where it said Peggy Crosby, and I said, oh my gosh, this is the lady I spent a week with at the Air Force Base doing the research, getting back history on a plane crash. It was her father on that plane. It was my brother on the same plane. And I was just so surprised. She's a beautiful, beautiful lady. She was beautiful then. And I wanted to show that picture to you. And there's another picture. There's two of them. Here's another one. I'm sure this was much, I don't know. This must have been later. Beautiful girl. In fact, she not too many years younger than I am now. So I thought I'd pass that along to you just to let you know that I was in the presence of someone that you would know, and a celebrity at that. So I was so pleased to know that this was the lady, golly, what was it, 30-some years ago. We were together, flipping around the Air Force Base, up and down the street, having dinner together, and there she is. Oh gosh. Okay, that's that story. Now I'm going to another story. Hold on. I've got to get my pictures together. I got to figure where I'm headed. Let's see. Give me just a minute. I've got to find my place here. I can't do these things in a click, click, click. I have to go around behind the barn and up the alley before I can find what I'm looking for. You've seen me enough to know that I never get things the first time around, but I'll eventually find it. Still scrolling. Yeah, I think I'm going to find it now. Okay. Jan and I went out to an estate sale just a few days ago. And she did quite well, because, you know, that's where she buys a lot of her material and her items for her antique booth in Feather Your Nest. And she hit the jackpot that day. All of you, if you are involved with children, have grandchildren, especially little girls, they all still collect the American Girl doll. Now, my two granddaughters, Molly and Jessica, were like 4 and 6 years old when they first began producing the American Girl doll. There were several items involved with. They had the clothing, they had little household items, little dishes, table chairs, anything, and they had a book on each of the American Girls. Now, the first one was Kirsten. Kirsten went to Jessica because she had long blonde hair, and it sort of resembled Jessica. Then the second doll we chose, or I'd say Jan chose, was the Molly doll, because my granddaughter's name is Molly. And I want to show you something. In this collection of things that Jan got at this estate sale was two American girls. One was Kirsten, and I think the other was Samantha. Now, it had a lot of clothes, oh my gosh, trunks, doll beds. It beat all I've ever seen. Jan hit the jackpot. Now, in that set of all these dresses and shoes and hats and ice skates and anything you'd want, there was one little dress. I want to show it to you. This was a Molly dress. That's what the Molly doll was wearing. Gray flannel, had mother of pearl buttons, was supposed to be, and you can see the little white cuffs and the white collar and a little bow at the neck. Now, since Molly had the Molly doll with that dress, this dress was among the items that Jan bought that day. Now, I'm going to go back and show you another picture. See that little girl? That's my Molly. That's my granddaughter. And that's the Molly dress that I made, just like the one I showed you. Mother of pearl buttons, bouquet, white collar, little bow at the neck. And I don't think I put the white cuffs on. But there's your real Molly. Isn't it amazing? And then, of course, the Molly dress from the collection. So I thought I'd just show that to you, give you an idea of things I used to do in making doll clothes and what have you. And I also wanted you to know that I have met more than one or two celebrities in my day. And one of them happened to be Jack Klugman and his wife, Peggy. And as far as I know, she's still living. But when I saw that article, I thought, oh my gosh, is this the lady I spent a week with in South Dakota? And sure enough, it was her. You see, you never know what you're going to find on YouTube. Never know. So I had the privilege. I would love to have seen her. Now, I still keep in contact with her brother. Her brother lives near Nashville. And he's involved in the Daniel Boone history and stuff, you know, chairman of this and that committee and historic society, that sort of thing. Haven't had contact with him lately, but he's like me, he's getting older and time's flying by. Now, having said that, I think that's what I wanted to point out to you, because I wanted to make sure you knew that I had met Jack Klugman. He did have some good shows and nothing better than The Odd Couple. Okay, the shoes. Let me get the shoes. Might as well show them to you because you're going to want to know what they look like. Now, I went over my budget. I always do. You know, I mean, that's one privilege I have, is being able to go over my budget and nobody can fuss at me. Because it's my money. And I'm going to spend it. Well, I don't know what these are, but they're, I want you to look. They're inserts. Insole inserts. Now, shoes of any kind today are expensive, no question about it. And the important thing is getting the shoes that fit, getting the shoes that you can wear and enjoy, and they're not always pretty. It's been a long time since I bought a pretty pair of high heel shoes. I've still got them though. Got a whole bunch of them. If you wear size 7.5 and you need some dressy, glittery shoes, just call me. Okay, are you familiar with the Born, B-O-R-N, Born shoes? On one of my trips to England, I wore these little flip-flop looking shoes for walking. Just slid your feet in, you know, and they were very, very comfortable. Those were the shoes I would take to London with me because I could walk all over London and my feet wouldn't hurt. They were Born shoes. Not a bit pretty. Okay, with all of my problems with my back and my feet and my knee and whatever else, you know, you've heard all those ailments. I don't need to go over them again. This necklace keeps getting in my way, but I just love it, and I thought it's just a perfect thing for this shirt that I keep grabbing to have my video done in. But you know, again, there you go to the favorite thing. Doesn't matter how long you've had it, what color it is, or if it matches. That's what you're going to wear. I want you to see the shoes I bought. These are for walking. Everybody has those big old Nike type tennis shoes, but I don't like lace-up tennis shoes. I don't want them. I want to slip my foot into the shoe. And this is the shoe right here. See, says Born. Got the little slit that makes it easier. You'll have to admit, it's so hard to get your foot down in there because the flap goes under, and you know the problems you have. I don't have to describe them to you. These have an excellent, see the arch support, right there, nice arch support. They feel good inside. I bought these for a purpose. We're going to go to Hilton Head after Christmas. Jan and Charlie, Jessica, me, and our friend Nina. We plan on having a good time after Christmas. That's going to be our Christmas. And I said, with my conditions, the aching here and the pain there, and can't walk, can't sit, can't stand, well, one thing I can do is go to the bathroom a lot. That comes with all the other complaints you have, you know. But anyway, I'm anxious to try these shoes. Look at the sole. Let me see if I can see the sole, how it's made. You know it's going to be cushiony. I never expected insoles like this. I guess when you're wearing socks, you know how socks can make your shoes feel so tight. If you're wearing socks, you don't need these. But if you're not wearing socks, you might be wearing the little knee highs. You can put these inside your shoe, and you've got that extra layer of cushioning. Now, if Born want to pay me for advertising for them, I'll be glad to accept the money. Don't care how much it is, because I would be a good subject for advertising. You can see that already. I advertise the pretty glitzy glasses. I advertise my jewelry, my shoes. I don't want to advertise my clothes because having anything that's so special you'd want to see it. And it always shows the rolls of fat. We all got rolls of fat somewhere. But that's what I wanted you to see today. Trying to think, there's always something I leave out. Never fails when I start to tell you a story. Oh, I know what it was. I want all of you to know this, not just the 2 or 3 that I'm pointing to especially. I got 3 greeting cards in the last week. One I get once a month. I know it's coming. I think, you don't need to send me cards. Please don't be sending me cards. Just give me your wishes on YouTube. That help make me money, It's not the money I'm after, but if I'm going to make money, might as well just go for it. So anyhow, 2 ladies and a gentleman sent me beautiful cards this week. I'm not going to give their names because they know who they are. But I do want them to know, if they're watching, I want them to know how much I appreciate their thoughts, the fact that they like watching my videos enough to send me greeting cards, and they're beautiful cards. That's good enough for me. You don't have to send me cards. You don't have to send me gifts. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to see you, talk to you, and be my friend. Yes, I want to be your friend too. I want to be the neighbor that has the most friends. Well, that's just a joke. I don't really mean that. But it is awfully nice. I've met some wonderful people on this YouTube channel. It never occurred to me that you could make a connection with people so far away. I've got the sweetest friend in Canada ever was. I don't know if she and I will ever see each other, but we have more fun just digging each other. You know how you dig somebody and just for the fun of it, just so you can get a laugh. And she's fantastic for digging me, and I dig back. So we have a wonderful relationship. I've seen her picture. Of course, she sees me on my YouTube channel, and we talk back and forth personally. She's a fun. Denise is a really fun lady. I could go down the list, naming others. Oh, I got a bunch of them. I like my young men that contact me. I can't believe they want to talk to a woman 89 years old. What in the world can I tell them or teach them? I can teach them to keep an open mind. Not to let things get you down so much that it disturbs your daily life. It disturbs your sleep at night. Do not let that happen. Look for the good in people. Look for the good in life. I didn't used to do that. I used to be the grump. Yeah, grumpy granny. Would that be a great title for me, Grumpy Granny? But I'm not so grumpy anymore, and I know that my age, I have to accept what comes. I don't have any choice. So I try to bear with it, and nobody can bear with pain and enjoy life. No. If it's not your pain, it's your partner's pain, it's your parent's pain, it's your child. But those are things that are brought on in our life that we have no control over. I've seen it in my own family, My father died of cancer. My oldest sister died of cancer. 2 more sisters died of cancer. My brothers had cancer. Let's put it this way. I've had 6 sisters with cancer, both my parents and my brother. And that only leaves me. And I keep wondering, What in the world does the Lord have in store for me that He's kept me around 89 years? I've had some situations that could have taken my life just like that, but it didn't. The last accident I had, I told you all about it. Still got that knot right there on the top of my head. Goodness gracious. Now that was a mess. That's all I can tell you. We won't go through the whole 9 yards of it because I've already told you the whole story. And you can go back and it's something like the aftermath of an accident. I survived it. I survived another one that I call a true miracle. And it's entitled, Do You Believe in Miracles? I don't think every little thing that somebody talks about is a miracle. The Lord doesn't have time to fool with little things that you can handle yourself. That's what He gave you a brain for you to think and figure it out and make it work. That's what you're supposed to do. He's not supposed to do it for you. He gave you the power, and you have to have the will to conquer these problems yourself. I don't want to hear because I stumped my toe and it didn't break and that was a miracle. No, the miracle was I should have had my shoes on. Yeah. Think for yourself. Create your own miracles. Don't depend on the Lord to make everything you do a miracle. That's what I've got a brain for. And I managed this far. And I don't know how long I'll be around, but I'll be aggravating you a pretty good bit, it seems. I've already done quite a bit of aggravation. Don't you just love this necklace? This is one of those that came in a box of costume jewelry, and it matches everything. That's the nice thing. When what you put on matches everything, that means you're going to be wearing it a lot. And my hair, I've had so many compliments on my hair, and I think this head of hair is a disaster. It's thin, it's thinning, and it's unmanageable. Look kind of smooth sometimes, doesn't it? Pretty color. I will say one thing. My hair is a pretty color. If it doesn't do anything else, I don't want to be complaining about everything. But look at my pretty glasses. See, this was a gift to me on my birthday. And I have another pair that's just gorgeous. I'll tell you, if you want attention, wear these glasses, and there's no doubt, I don't care where you go, they will even motion across the store. I've had this happen at Kroger. Way over there, look at this lady, and she'll say, I love your glasses. You know what I just said. I love your glasses. And I shake my head, yes, and say, I do too. It's a fun thing. It is a fun thing. I enjoy wearing my glasses. And Jan wears them too, but she wears the same ones all the time, and hers are gorgeous. Hers are the Borealis glasses, and it's so funny. I can go to the antique shop on the day she's working, and I'll be standing next to the checkout, and I've got my glasses on, and Jan's got her glasses on. Well, we're so used to that, we don't pay any attention to the fact that we're wearing our glitzy glasses, you know. But the customer will stand there and they'll look at her, and then they'll look at me, and they'll look at her and look at me. And Jan realizes what they're noticing because I'm talking as much as she is. And it's like, and Jan grins and says, she's my mother. So that lets them understand why we both are wearing glitzy glasses that look alike. It's a fun thing. It really is. You can make anything you do, you can turn it into a pleasurable situation if you try hard enough. Now, I've had some bad situations. You know, as many times as I've fallen uh, flat on my face in the middle of a parking lot, on the sidewalk, who knows where the next place will be. It's not a fun thing, not for a minute. It hurts, but I always get up, and oh yeah, well, it hurts a little bit, but it'll go away, and always just a scratch. And it could have been a disastrous situation, but I can take every one of those falls that I've had one where it was the front of my head, had one behind my ear, one right here, one at the top of my head, and seems like there was another one. The other one I didn't do anything to my head. Or there was two more that I didn't. I've had quite a few falls, but I always get up off the ground and I'm fine. And I can turn it into a comedy. When I fell into the plastic box with the red lid and I couldn't get out, that wasn't a fun situation. It hurt. My shoulder was throbbing while I sat there trying to figure out if I was going to be spending the rest of my life in a plastic box. But you liked the story, didn't you? You found it very funny, didn't you? And that's what I like about the situation. You can turn a bad situation into a comedy act. That's why I want to be a stand-up comic. I can do that just talking about how I fall and who picks me up. I like it when it's the young men that pick me up because they're always good looking. It just makes me wonder why I couldn't have found one of those a number of years ago to call my own. But I like looking at them just the same. Nothing like looking at a handsome young man. And I know there's a bunch of them on my YouTube channel. And I just love hearing from you. I like to know what you've done, what you're going to do, anything that makes your day. We do tend to tell the worst, and I'm sick, I'm this. That's just natural. That's natural for us to gripe and complain. That's what I call it, gripe and complain. And I try not to do much of that with Jan because Jan has her own physical problems. So I'm thinking, oh my land, I've got to hang around a while because I don't know who's going to go first, Jan or me. And it sure better not be her. I don't mind going as long as I go before she does. Because she's been pretty big help to me, and I haven't even had to pay her for it. Well, I could have. But I bought her a birthday present today. She's got a birthday in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. It's in November. And while I was looking around, I said, oh, Jan's got a birthday coming up while I'm out here. See, I haven't been to Fayette Mall in months. And I thought it may be months before I go again. I better get that birthday present now. Last year I gave her a pretty little silver necklace. She had noticed on TV the celebrities were all wearing these little chains with a little cross or a little heart, and she'd have two or three rows of chains around their necks. That's what she wanted. And we were in an antique shop in Midway. There was one right there, just exactly what she wanted. I said, well, okay. Why don't I just give it to you for your birthday? It's coming up soon. You just get it early. So that's what I gave her for her birthday last year. Something she wanted. I haven't seen her wear it yet. Don't tell her I said that. But I'm sure she has worn it. I just haven't seen it. In fact, if she doesn't start wearing it, I'm going to wear it. But this birthday present she won't give away. And this birthday present, I know she's going to grin real big when she sees it. I just want to get her curiosity up. Because she got a few weeks she has to wait. And that's going to be the fun part for me, is her trying to figure out, what is Mom giving me for my birthday? So she's going to be nice to me. You know she will be. She's going to be nice to me. And I've offered to help her with her display for her American Girl dolls. Oh, folks, let me tell you, she's doing a beautiful job of sorting everything, get them packaged. She's putting complete outfit in one clear plastic bag, nice flat plastic bag, to where it stays organized. People won't be picking them up and dropping them down in a basket and getting them all wrinkled. No, they will be able to see each outfit exactly as it is, and the companion pieces that go with it. And they are so cute. I keep saying, oh gosh, I would love to have those. What do I need with a set of dolls? I've got my own dolls. I don't just have 3 of them, but they were from my childhood. What in the world would I do with a set of American Girl dolls? I don't need those things, but it's kind of like dreaming. You didn't have those things when you were little. You couldn't have those things. Times were hard, and you were lucky if you got a baby doll for Christmas. Now it just seemed like the gift just dropped right out of a hat. Well, not all children, but the ones I know about have all these beautiful toys. And I admire them myself, because I would love to have had some of those things when I was a little girl. So keep in mind that if you know someone that's collecting the American Girl dolls, Jan's going to have a full display of them in her booth at Feather Your Nest in Lexington, Kentucky. And you'll be surprised how she has made it look so good. In fact, I almost don't want her to sell them because they're so cute. And I just love playing with them and looking at them. So that's my story for today. It's not much of a story. It's a little what you call piecemeal, a bit of this and a bit of that. And pick up on the things I was going to tell you but forgot. And sure enough, don't be sending me cards and gifts. I don't need them. What I want are the messages I read on YouTube. I want to see your name on a message. And I want it to be a good message too. Because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I love all of you. Almost like family, but come to think of it, I've got a few in the family that are kind of hard to love. But you've probably got the same relatives too. Just talk about it a little bit and get it out of your system. You're okay. 40 minutes I've talked. Have I said anything that get to you and makes you feel good today? Well, you can feel good because Granny Pat got her a new pair of shoes today. In fact, she bought a new robe to go with them. The new robe. My house coat, all of the snaps and buttons are coming off. And I said, I need a new house coat. Got one on sale, but I'll tell you what, it still didn't look like it was on sale to me. But I needed it, and I gave in and bought it. And they'll have my business again in about a year. I don't get there that often. Isn't it a shame? But you know, I'm saving money by staying home. I don't have to tell you about that. I'm ready to get off here. Take a close look at my glasses. I just think these are the cutest things I've ever seen. No, I can't say that because another friend gave me a pair too. They're big and, ooh, they got all colors. Oh, they'd really go with the necklaces. It's not on the table or anywhere, but you've seen them. You've already seen them. So, you take care, be good, go out and buy you a new pair of shoes. That'll make you feel good. Thank you.